Okay, it looks like we're live. Yeah, here we go. We're live, and welcome, viewers. This is the Saturday morning Team Certainty Empower Network Google Hangout for prospective new members and current members as well. We do these Google Hangouts twice a week. We do them this time period from 11 to 11:30 or so Saturday mornings, and today is a questions and answer type period or session, which we're going to do a little bit of today. And then we've only got a couple questions, and then we're going. Both Gary and Gary Smith, who I have today. Gary, how you doing?
Good, good. Hey, everybody.
Okay, okay. We'll get talking to him in a minute, but Mr. Iron Dane Richards will be with us here shortly as well. I'm actually on my laptop. I'm having some internet issues this morning, so you might see me moving my screen or moving my head from this way and that and over here. I'm just looking at different screens. So anyway, but again, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week. This time period, Saturday mornings, 11 11:30, and as well as Wednesday nights from 8 until 9 p.m. Central Time. And everyone's welcome certainly to come join us back here, same place, same channel. If you're watching this on one of our YouTube channels or broadcast page, or possibly listening on a radio station we broadcast over the internet, thank you for taking the time this Saturday morning here in the States to hear what we have to say about Empower Network and Team Certainty. Hopefully, we'll give you some good content today, and we'll make this short so we can get on with our Saturdays. Now that here in the States, when I say here in the States, we just have a big following, a contingent following of international and foreign players, and I think quite a bit of it has to do with these broadcast pages as well as our website being in 72 languages. That seems to help. So anyway, Mr. Smith, as we let people get in here, how's your week been?
Good, good. Hey, Mike, I've never, been a horse race dude much, and you kind of hooked me into that stuff, and I'm awful excited about this California Chrome thing. Gonna unfold here. What's your take on that, buddy?
Well, it's kind of interesting you asked that, and I think I'm a horse buff. You are, and most people don't. I mean, it's been 28 years since someone's won the Triple Crown, and it's the hardest thing to do. I mean, for an athlete, you consider a horse an athlete. You got to run five of the highest class level races. Three of the highest class level races in 5 weeks, and these horses usually run one race every 2 months.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it is they go around the track at the Kentucky Derby. Okay, they're tired at the end of the track, right? 2 weeks later, they go to the Preakness. They got to go around the track, right? And they get tired at the finish line. Maybe a little bit tired because they ran that, Derby 2 weeks beforehand. Now they got to run. They got to run around the track 1.5 times at the Belmont. So that horse, California Chrome, if it does win the Kentucky or win the Belmont and win the Triple Crown, it's extremely deserved. I'm kind of melancholy about it. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it,
Mike?
Say again.
When's it happening, buddy?
Today.
Today. I always cut these things right to the wire.
Yeah, it's today.
I saw the.
Oh, there's Richard. Hey, Richard, how you doing, buddy?
Where that is? I went in and turned on the TV, and they were just about to run it in 10 minutes. I'm like, yes.
Well, yeah, it's this evening, but if California Chrome wins it, then obviously he wins the Triple Crown and everything. And that's great. It's the first horse to do it in 28 years, and that's great for the horse, and its connections, its owners and trainers and so forth. It's a big slap on the back to the small guy and everything else, and I couldn't be happier for him. On the other hand, I don't want to see the record broke. I mean, I don't want to see, affirmed in Secretariat, California Chrome in there, I don't have a problem with that, especially if he earns it like he did. But he's wearing these nose nostrils that open up the air a little bit better. But we'll see what happens. I think people are gonna be surprised. They're gangbusters on this horse. This horse might flop today. I mean, it may just completely flop.
I will guarantee you, buddy, he's not going to win that race by 45 lanes. I think that's
yeah. When Secretary did that and broke the record, and no one's even come close to touching it. No one's even flirted with touching it. In 30 years. That's how amazing that was.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. We need to get on with this deal here now. But Mr. Iron Dane Richards, how are you doing, sir?
Good, guys. Sorry I'm running a little late here.
Okay. Glad to have you.
Hey, Mike, can you guys see me? Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I'm just getting the standard. Hey, I've been bragging to everybody about my new little program. I want to show you something. I'm going to cover up their name. Can everybody see that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
On the screen?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little contract just came in for $41,000. Okay, that's all I'll say. It's in our back office, guys. You want to know how to participate in this stuff? It's in Team Certainty's back office, and that's all I'm going to say. Michael, boot me off my soapbox.
Well, if it wasn't if this hangout wasn't a half-hour hangout, I'd tell you to keep talking. Now, you can keep talking in our other hangouts we do for the people that are all in and so forth. But
it's okay. That's just my teaser. I'm throwing out my teaser there.
Yeah. Well, just for the viewers that we're part of Empower Network, obviously, and we love the Empower Network products. We use all the Empower Network products. We push the Empower Network products, but we use the Empower Network products, to make money doing other things. And that's a great lead-in to what I wanted to talk about today. But I guess we should get these questions in first, right? Let's go ahead and get these questions in. There's just a couple of them, then I get in and talk. I'll come back to this and we'll talk about it. But, the first question, I'm going to take the first question because I think I may be the only one that knows the answer to it. So this viewer is asking, can you explain these bundles and how long do I have to buy them? And what this viewer is referring to is Empower Network at the New Orleans event announced, while we were all there, announced that they're going to, primarily go back to the basics of the five core products and so forth, and they were going to bundle them together. And David Wood came up with this idea, which it's a good idea. I like it, and that is when people sign up, and that's what the buttons are for below, and you sign up and you become a blog member, you have 72 hours to buy all the products, go all in at a 50% discount. 50%. So it normally would cost $6,000 or more dollars. You get it for like $3,000. It's less than $3,000. It's like $2,900 bucks. But you only have 72 hours to do it. And the reason and the rationale with that is, and they can't change that either. It's kind of interesting how his philosophy, which is good. It's a legal issue. And you just can't go in there and start arbitrating, setting prices and stuff on these. It's bait and switch and all these other things they call it. But their philosophy is that getting the products in your hands the quickest and the most affordable way will only benefit you and as a new member. And so that's the rationale in doing it. Now, if you don't buy it in 72 hours, it goes up to $1,000, every day thereafter. For the next day, $1,000, and then if you don't buy it, then it's the regular price. So you basically have 72 hours, to go all in, and a lot of people take advantage of that. I think like 1,200 people have already done that in the last, 2 or 3 days. And which is a pretty big number. I run some numbers on that. That's almost $2 million worth of commissions they've paid out. Because Empower Network pays it all out. It's 100% commission. So anyway, that's the story there. You guys heard about that and know that. You know about that, don't you, Richard?
Yeah. And the one thing too is they restrict that to 1 per household.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say that was one thing is that. Just use multiple addresses if you have other people at home, folks.
Well, you're not supposed to be saying that, but...
Okay, whoops. I didn't say that, folks.
This is an investment in your future.
Right.
Your education. You know, it's an
Okay.
investment in education.
I'm going to throw a question at you, Gary. Here, this viewer is asking, are you going to be in Charlotte, and what's the big announcement they're going to announce in Charlotte?
I'm trying really, really hard to be there. I'm not 100% sure at this time. I've been through the craziest week ever, and I'm not sure, you know, about tomorrow. So,
yeah, I hear you.
But I'm really scrambling. I'd love to see, you know, Richard down there and hang with him for a little bit and stuff. And what was the second part of that?
It said, "Are you going to be in Charlotte? What's the big announcement?"
Oh, and I'm praying the big announcement is iPass 2.
Okay, well, look,
I think it has to be. I mean, this thing is so right.
I'm gonna elaborate on that question.
Okay.
I don't want to answer it now. I'll answer the first part about it from my perspective, and yeah, I'm going to try very hard to get to the Charlotte event. And I said I wasn't going to, but I'm actually going to go up to New York and do some work up there. But I'll be talking about the you know, the big announcement. And the announcement that I think the viewer, just so you the viewers that are watching this hangout now, that what the question came in from is Charlotte's the next event, you know, Empower Network event, and it's in Charlotte the end of June. And we all, as team members, go there. The team goes there. Once you join by signing up below, obviously you'll be invited, and we expect you to be there as well. And we've all been to the New Orleans and the other ones, but I wasn't planning on going to Charlotte, but I think I am. And one of the reasons why I'm going there is David Woods announcing this. You know, some big announcement's going to happen in Charlotte right now. You gotta, you know, David Wood's a hypester. I mean, he'll look you square in the face and tell you that. You know, Sharp was the other guy. You know, Wood's the hypester. I mean, he hypes everything you could think of. He hypes. You know, and he's reasonably good at it. I won't say the best, but you know, he's he's good. He's very good, and he knows it, and that's fine. I mean, I expect it. He's, you know, and he does it for everyone's benefit, not for his benefit. You know. So anyway, point I'm trying to make is he's really hyping this announcement that's going to be there, and I'll leave you with this. And I'm going to come back to this after we're done with the questions. But his comment, which I it's one of these things that, you know, Gary's going to give me a rash of shit about being a Snoop Dogg and everything else. But, you know, in my mergers and acquisition business, which I do on the side, it's these kind of statements that come from management that make you think, you know, and you have to get into their head and try and find out what that answer is. You know, why would they say that, and what do the words mean to them? To them, not to anybody else, but to Wood, right? Because that's what it's all about. Anyway, he made a statement, and he made it more than once, which is very important as well. And the statement was the announcement that Wood is going to make in Charlotte will make the mainstream guru players in the network marketing and MLM industry that have been watching Empower Network on the sidelines feel unethical not to join Empower Network. Yeah. Now, what does that mean to him? Unethical. How can somebody feel unethical not joining? It's like saying, you know, it would be unethical for you to take that airline flight. You know, I mean, you do or you don't. You know, what action can Wood implement in Charlotte that would make the leaders of this industry in the MLM and direct marketing, direct sales feel unethical not to join Empower Network? Pretty powerful statement. Yeah. Very powerful statement. You know, but I think I may have the answer. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's finish these other questions. I'm going to give this one to you, Mr. Iron Dane Richards. Okay.
Okay.
And this one actually comes from Cindy in Phoenix.
Okay.
And she's asking about the inner circle. No. She's asking about I like the Costa Rica. Can you explain the Costa Rica product Costa Rica intensive to me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what I did was on that, I'm going to pull up a little bit of thing here real quick. So I'm going to give you a really good overview on this today. I kind of did it on the last one, but this one I think will help out quite a bit more. And and we're going to cover, a lot of it is about the marketing and attitude that you have with Empower Network. I think that was one of the bigger things that they had addressed in there. Give me just a second here.
Yeah, I look at the Costa Rica as a theory. They give you the theories on it, on how people buy and why people buy and the words to use and everything. But I'm going to let you explain it. But while you're looking for it, I just wanted to jump in here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just pulling up my tab here. I was waiting for it to come up so I can really just give it to, just go right all in on
that product too. I'll chime in here too while you're digging that up, Richard. Was actually made down in Costa Rica. That's why it got its name.
No.
Everybody was down there and hanging out. I like to point out the obvious. Scares the shit out of me with Snoop Dogg. What I may say, and get analyzed.
You're Kreskin. Kreskin strikes again. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You got invited to go down there, right? To do it, right?
Well, was that the Masters? I got invited down to the Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the thing was about the Costa Rica intensive. That was, like you said, that was the whole trip to Costa Rica, except the expense is what they put in there. And but they're talking about your network marketing, sex appeal, what you're going to do to get that done. Once you get started on seeing what the sex appeal is on network marketing, and next thing what you move into is what are you going to sell? How are you going to move in? That's your second lesson. They give a nice little quote: "Is nobody wants to sell the chocolate, sell chocolate." So, what do you really want to do with it? And the great thing about it is the Empower Network blog serves two purposes for you. One is to sell your products, whatever you are really working on, in other endeavors, and the second thing is to recruit people into Empower Network. So you make two income streams out of one thing. And, once you move through that, you get into a positive framing to convert your sales. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually mentally frame things and how you write, when you're adding to your blog. And, the key magic words that convert to sales. I mean, there's 7 key words that do convert sales all the time in our minds. So, they have these 11 lessons, folks, and they do have a video you watch for the lesson, and then they do have a quiz to take afterwards, and you can go back in there each and every time. So, the one part that I liked was speaking in the prospect's language. When you're approaching people on the internet, are you speaking in their language? Because there's differences between Gen X and my generation, the baby boomers, and the new coming generation. And there's another, a whole different phase when you're talking cultural translations. So, it's real important when you're attracting people onto your website, to be able to communicate something effectively, quickly, and clearly. And I think that's one of the big things that the Costa Rica Intensive does get there. And, the other thing is we use here is with Costa Rica is about how you're going to utilize a team culture, team certainty. We have a back office. We've gone over and above what they show in the Empower Network because, folks, we want to help you make a living. And so I think that's real important. Those are just kind of quick highlights of, what the important parts to me are of the Costa Rica Intensive.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. And again, my only, throw in there or add on is, it's more of a theory. It's modules and some PDFs and everything else. But whereas the 15K formula actually gives you the nuts and bolts and the key to the kingdom and the websites to go to and all the the infrastructure to where to go and apply. you know, the Costa Rica Intensive is basically more of the theory on why you go there and what do you do when you get there, you know, and here's the reason why, you know, and I'm talking marketing places and places to drive traffic, you know, to doing sales, just like you say. So isn't that right, Gary? Did you have the same perspective on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You guys break down
know,
stuff that's way over my head. You know, I just can roll here.
Those were the only questions we had that were relevant, you know, for this morning, and we had some other questions, but we've answered them, you know, 50 times, and if viewers want to get to know us more, get a lot more questions answered, you know, that's what the tab is on the side. Just click that support tab if you're watching us on one of our broadcast pages, or you can go to teamcertainty.com, you know, our website, and submit a question, and support will get it answered, and then it may make it into the queue for these Saturday morning questions and answer sessions. We'd like to keep these Saturday mornings a little bit shorter, well, actually half as much as on Wednesday afternoon or evenings. Sorry, that just because it's, you know, we all are very, very busy and have things to do, and we know you are too, visitors. So, you know, we like to give you a good half hour, a lot of content, you know, and then we can get on with our business, whatever else we're doing. I do want to make some comments now, since we've got through the questions, about Charlotte and what I believe Dave Wood is going to announce. Now, you know, and he made that statement. I'll repeat the statement. He said that, and this is the big announcement. This is a big announcement. And this is what he's hyping. Every night he's having these hangouts, you know, that we as affiliates go to, and he's hyping the hell out of this thing, right? You know, and that's okay. I mean, to him, it's got to be a huge deal, and you know, I mean, and both he and Sharp would say are very, very accurate. You know, and is it a big deal? Yeah, it's a big deal. He's not going to come out and say, you know, in Charlotte that, you know, we're changing the logo to an arrow. You know, now that might be a big thing to a lot of people, but that's not he would not hype something like that. You know, that certainly wouldn't make people feel unethical not to join. That's a pretty powerful statement from management to make. You know, and I'm sure he could have used other words, right? So why didn't he? You know, and probably because he couldn't think of any other words. You know, and that, you know, that's just my gut feeling. You know, but you know, so in David Wood's mind, why, if he would feel unethical, which is the key here, not to join Empower Network, what could some announcements be, or what could, you know, an announcement be? You know, and I've narrowed it down to kind of two things. First, I think it may be the iPass 2. iPass 2 rolling it out to the entire company. You know, and that thing about the iPass 2 that's most appealing for the viewers that don't know what iPass 2 is, it's actually a program. It's a combination of software, website, and everything else. So when you join, you know, Empower Network or Prosperity Team or our team, Team Certainty, by the buttons below, you have the ability to join to get iPass 2 as well. And that's just a module for your back office, what you call it, whatever, a customized back office. But the bottom line with the iPass 2 is that it does all the work for you. It does all the recruiting. You know, there's a BPA or a business person assistant in the back office that actually your leads come in, and this person calls that and they close them for you. So you don't even have to do that. You know. So anyway, you know, that has been one of David Wood's major goals, is to have those, and because he knows the value of that. He knows how valuable having a closer close for people that don't know how to sell or can't close. And quite frankly, that's what Empower Network's been built around from the very beginning. It's been built on David Wood's ability to close and David Sharp's ability to sell and to close. Because where do we send all of our leads? We send them to videos of David Wood and previously David Sharp, and those to close everybody. They just have to watch the video. You became a I used to tell recruits, you become a professional inviter, because you invite people to these videos to watch. If they want to sign up, great. If they don't, then, you know, hey, that's fine too. and maybe this isn't right for them. So anyway, I think rolling out iPass, I think Chris Jones, which is the owner of iPass 2, I think he'd love it. I think he'd be all over it in a heartbeat. Allowing iPass 2 to be rolled out to the entire Empower Network group. I think it's a very, very strong possibility for that. Now, what is the other option? Okay, I'll try to make this real quick because I don't want to ramble on too much here. This other option, I think, is more accurate. Now, I may be stepping out of bounds a little bit here, going above and beyond what most people think about. But when ENV2 came out, the new platform, when they moved away from WordPress and they did their own platform, I wrote in an ebook that I wrote prior to the launch of ENV2 of how to make money with ENV2, and one of those chapters in there were future directions of ENV2. Now, the main component of that chapter was where would ENV2 go? What would it eventually evolve into? And I truly believe this, and I think this might be the big announcement in Charlotte, and that is because all the things that David Wood have said. Some people can't comprehend this. When people hear about this, they go nuts. They go crazy. It will make all the marketing gurus and the MLM gurus that have been in the industry for a long, long, long time, feel unethical not to join Empower Network. So, and I know Empower Network wants to use their products, their product line, to help people sell other products, whether it be Organo Gold, Visalis, or whatever. And David Wood's using this term "friend of the industry," and which I do believe he's sincere about that. He just doesn't like people cross, canvassing for when you're at an Empower Network event. You're recruiting for your Visalis deal. He doesn't care if you're in Visalis, and you're all over your Empower Network blog with Visalis. He just doesn't want you recruiting at the Empower Network events. That's perfectly fine. So anyway, here's what I think what's gonna happen. The announcement. I think that they are going to unveil in Charlotte, and I wrote this in my ENV2 book, that any network marketing company can take their entire downline and move it over into the Empower Network infrastructure and run their entire downline from the Empower Network structure, which means two things. You also get to sell them the Empower Network products to help them grow their business, and I also think iPass 2 might be part of that as well. But you're not selling Empower Network products. You're selling Amway, you're selling Visalis, you're selling Organo Gold. So he's basically opening up Empower Network to the entire MLM industry. So if I'm a diamond, blue, black diamond, whatever they have at Organo Gold, I like Organo Gold. You can tell that already. And I move my entire downline over into, I sign up with Empower Network as an affiliate. I get my blog, and I get the entire suite of back office products, or the app for the back office, and I get to load all of my downline into the back office of Empower Network. I can do two things with that now. I can sell them Empower Network products to help them in our Organo Gold business, or I can just promote the Organo Gold. Just go with Organo Gold, and the way it's set up, it helps you stay organized and grow your Organo Gold business, or Visalis, or Herbalife, or whatever. So I think that's the only thing that I could think of that possibly might make gurus feel unethical not to join, because they know how much it would help their downline and their members, their team members, to have that kind of apparatus. And when I wrote that ebook, prior to, it was probably, it was a year ago, and before ENV2 came out, 6 months before ENV2 came out, my due diligence and research kind of leaned in that direction and said, look, if he did this, then it would be a big deal. If he did this, then it would be a very big deal. And I think that might be what it is. So, you guys have any comments on that?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Mike. And we've
Oh, I
told
agree with you.
we've toted that all along, that if you tie whatever you're doing in through your Empower Network blog, it just gives you whatever you're doing rocket fuel. I mean, you're now ranked high in the Alexa rankings and everything because you're using the authority site to do that, and it makes total sense to me too of everything that you said, because that's kind of what Empower Network has always leaned toward. Is building you into an authority, and in whatever you do, and then their compliance came in and kind of started overlapping and confusing everybody on that. We want you to promote Empower Network, you just can't say Empower Network. Like, wait a minute, what? And so I think we're going to have some clarity here. I think it's going to be clarified. And he's opening up his arms to the entire industry. Let us help you promote your stuff. And he's leaned toward that a lot in everything he said in the last video, every video he shot here in the recent. I think you're right, man. I tell you what, folks, here's Snoop Dogg at his finest.
Well, I tell you what, if they do announce that something like that, it will be big. It will be big news. Now, it may not be great big news now. I mean, it'll be great big news now for the people that understand how great and big news it is. And everyone else won't realize how great and big news it is until about 2 or 3 months down the road. But I got to tell you, here's the deal on that. That, all you got to do is sign up 1 or 2 people below you that have big downlines. And the people that are in now are going to make so much money because of all the pass-ups. You're going to have downlines that are going to be so big when people start joining like that. Your pass-ups are just going to go nuts. You're going to be getting 20, 30, 40 pass-ups, a week, without doing any work. They're just passed up to you. So. It's huge when people are in now. I mean, we always say, and Richard and I talked about this on our last hangout, that, what's the best time to join? Well, guess what? Now's the best time to join. And last time we were on the hangout, that was the best time to join. So, that's what the buttons are for below. But anyway, we don't want to drag this out, much longer. We can have some quick closing comments here, but. I wanted to share with you my thoughts on that because I do believe I'm going to be I will be accurate on it. It's either going to be one or the other, I think. The only other issue is translation. But I can't imagine, going into 5 or 6 different, languages. But I can't believe that would make a statement that would make the Gervers feel enough we're in 10 different languages. I can't buy that. So it's going to have to be something on one of these 2, I believe. So we'll see. And hopefully I'm accurate. Hopefully I'm not. But we hope California Chrome wins, right? Belmont, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in Charlotte. So, Mr. Iron Dane Richard, do you have any closing comments? And then you want to pass it on to Mr. Smith, and he'll throw it back at me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was just thinking of everything we said today is, you got to aim high, folks, because if you aim low, what's the point? Aim high and get started. It's like W. Clement Stone said. He was the guy that formed Combined Insurance Company, one of the richest guys in the world in the 80s. And what he said was aim for the moon, and if you miss, you just might hit a star. And I think that's just what we're pushing here, folks, is that, aim for the moon, do your best, aim high, get started today, hit one of the buttons, and get started on your path to success with us. And with that, I pass it to you, Gary.
Hey, Richard, I just love those quotes. Hey, all this has been great stuff, and it kind of reminds me of the actual roots when David Wood, popped. He was walking around some trail in Costa Rica, and Empower Network kind of popped into his head, and he did that because he wanted a way for his team to grow, and it wasn't put together as what it blossomed into. And I think now, you know, being kind of forced into reinventing in Power Network because of some of the mistakes that were made and stuff, and losing, you know, Dave Sharp at his side has forced him to kind of reveal this thing of what he actually wanted in the very beginning. And that's why it would be unethical for someone else's downline not to be involved in this, because it just promotes their downline and you know, their signups downline, and that's what this all is about, you know. And now it's popped into his head of how to capture the entire industry. What a sweet time to get in. Yeah, and we tote this all the time, but basically the best time to get in is when you get your mindset wrapped around these things, that you're going to step in, make yourself a business, do it for your family, and don't let anything stop you. And so it's always a good time to get in, but sometimes they're exponentially better than others, and this would be one of those. And the event thing, if you don't know the power of those, get to one of them, and you will feel unethical not to go there because you feel like you're hurting your income. You want to know how I know that? Because that's how I feel. If I don't make it to these events, I'm shooting my own self in the foot here, you know. So because I've witnessed and felt the magic at those events, and once you get there and witness and feel and take home that magic, you will also be hooked. So that's my take.
Okay, very good. And I agree. Subscribe to everything you're saying there. My comment is, you know, the best time to get into you know, an opportunity like this is right before a huge expansion of growth, because all that growth is going to be behind you, you know, or below you. So you're up here, and that's why now is a good time to get in, and that's where the buttons are below. And by the way, we have our earnings disclaimer is below as well, and you need to make a point to read that as well. We'd love to have you on the team. We'd love to have you be part of Empower Network. We're always looking for leaders. The only thing you have to do to be a leader and replace one of us, you know, is just produce. That's it. And you know, we certainly love to welcome you to the team. So anyway, thank you for watching this Google Hangout this morning, Saturday morning. Again, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week. We do them this time period from 11 to 11:30 Central Time here in the United States on Saturday mornings. And then we do them also on Wednesday evenings from 8 until 9 p.m. Central Time, which is when we'll be back here again. So enjoy your Saturday wherever you are in the world. A shout out to Russ and to our large foreign contingent watching. And again, if you're watching this on replay or live, or actually listening on one of the radio internet broadcast stations we broadcast on, thank you for taking the time with us today. And we'll see you Wednesday night. Okay? Take care, everybody. Thanks, fellas.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Bye now.